Hello again from Knowledgeolo, and in this video we are going to look at the Grand Slam records past the age of 30. So that's an interesting one because it used to be in the olden days that the age of 30 was the death of an athlete. People used to retire mostly around the age of 30. Not so much the case anymore with the changes in lifestyle and all kinds of things people are practicing nowadays. But let's have a look and start with the ladies. Um, let's have a look. 30? 30, right. We have, I think, from, let's just mention here, Angelique Kerber. She's been slowing down a little bit for the last few years, but I think her last one, 3, came at the age of 30, exactly. So at 30 or past 30, well, around 30. So that was her last one. Not many women have won Grand Slam after the age of 30. So let's have a look at the top of the list, those who have won most of the Grand Slams. Here we have Billie Jean King. So after the age of 30, she won 10, 11, 12. She won 2 Grand Slams after the age of 30. Billie Jean King. That was her last one. Martina Navratilova. She had 15 at the age of 30. 18 in total. So 16, 17. So she won 3 Grand Slams after the age of 30, a little bit better. Chris Evert, she won 2 Grand Slams after the age of 30. Steffi Graf, she won her last 22nd, which is an interesting number this year, at the age of 30. Now, Serena Williams, so far, is the one who has won from amongst the women. She has won her last Grand Slam at the age of 36. So she is the oldest Grand Slam winner amongst the women singles players. Now she had 13 at the age of 30. And incredibly, goodness me, she's won 10 Grand Slams after the age of 30. Come back to that in a moment. Margaret Court, who's got all-time record for the Grand Slams with 24, she has won 3 Grand Slams after the age of 30. She had 21 at the age of 30. After that, looks like in the same year, at the age of 31, she won 3 Grand Slams. So that's the total record, 24. So Margaret Court, she's won 3 after 30. Chris Evert, she's won 2. Martina Navratilova, she's won 3. Billie Jean King, she's won 2. So 2 or 3, all these top historical players. But Serena Williams, my goodness, she's like way above and beyond all of them. 10 Grand Slams after the age of 30. Incredible. At this time, only one other person has matched that record, and we'll come back to that when we have a look at the men. But incredibly, this is how successful Serena Williams has been after the age of 30. Incredible. Right, let's look at the men now. Let's have a look at Stan Wawrinka. He's an interesting one. Let's have a look. Right. So he's actually won after the age of 30. He's won his 3rd Grand Slam at the age of 31. So he's won one after 30. That's an incredible achievement for Stan Wawrinka. Hats off to him. Well done. As you can see, there's not many more here who have done that. Let's see, 30. John Newcomb, okay. He's in a different year altogether. He's won 1 Grand Slam after the age of 30. Ken Rosewall. Okay, so he's won 4 Grand Slams after the age of 30. Now, Ken Rosewall, you have to congratulate him because he is the oldest Grand Slam winner in history. He's won his last Grand Slam at the age of 38. 38, incredible. So he's got only 8 compared to the rest of them, but at the age of 38, hats off to him. Well done, Mr. Ken. So he is the all-time holds the all-time record for the oldest man who's won Grand Slam at the age of 38. Andre Agassi, he had 6 when he was 30, and he won 2 more after the age of 30. Jimmy Connors, he won 1 after the age of 30. Ivan Lendl won his last one, the 8th one, at the age of 30. Rod Laver jumped from 7 to 11 between 30 and 31. So that must have been his Grand Slam year. I don't know, 1968, 69, something like that. When he won all 4 in 1 year, that must have been that year, one of those. So he jumped from 7 to 11 at the age of 31. So 4 after the age of 30. Bjorn Borg, goodness, how many would he Grand Slams would have he won if he continued to play after the age of 25? Incredible. Interestingly, look at him, Borg and McEnroe, yeah? They both have won their last one. John McEnroe, 7th. He's got 7 in total, and he's won 7th title at the age of 25. Bjorn Borg has won his last Grand Slam title at 25. So you can see clearly they're coming from the same era. 25 year of age, sort of the end of high performance tennis for both of them. Okay, now let's move forward now. Upwards, we got 4 more people left. Sampras, Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal. Now Sampras has won his last one at the age of 31. An incredible one. He retired with his last one at the US Open, I believe. It was his last Grand Slam win. And his last match, he retired as a Grand Slam winner. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a career that is. And what a way to finish. Unbelievable. He didn't finish only as a winner, but as a Grand Slam winner. Hats off to him, Mr. Petros Sampras. Now, number 3, Roger Federer. Let's have a look. He had 16 when he was 30. He finished with 20. I think in my last video I said he won 3 after the age of 30, but actually he's won 4 after the age of 30. So he jumped from 16 to 20. So 4 after the age of 30. I suppose same as Rod Laver. So far these are the highest numbers we have in men's competition. If you remember, we look at the women, 2 or 3 Grand Slams after the age of 30, all the top women players, that was the standard, 2 or 3 or so. So with men, like Rod Laver, Roger Federer, 4 after the age of 30. Excellent. Now let's have a look at Rafael Nadal. He had 14 at the age of 30, and currently he's got 22, and he could win some more. So he's won 8 after the age of 30. Incredible. So that's twice as much as Roger Federer. Federer had 4 after the age of 30. Nadal 8. So he's won as many as Federer and Rod Laver together after the age of 30. Nadal has won 8. Incredible. Well, that's not the end. We keep going and we look at Novak Djokovic. At the age of 30, he had 12. Currently, he's got 22. So, that's 10 after the age of 30, matching Serena Williams' record for all-time record for both men and women. 10 Grand Slams after the age of 30, both Serena and Novak. Absolutely incredible. Crazy. It's crazy. The thing is, it looks like Serena is done with her counting her I think she's probably retired now, but she's thinking about coming back. But probably probably she will remain with Tan after the age of 30. Novak Djokovic still seems to have chance to increase his tally here and even in this season, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If he wins at least one more in his leftover career, entire career, he may win it one or more. He will become the all-time leader at whether it's men or women, the all-time leader in in terms of records. Who's won most Grand Slams after the age of 30? So currently, Novak and Serena hold the record together at 10. Let's see what happens. If Novak goes above and beyond, it becomes the top guy, not just the top guy, the top human, both women and men included, to hold this record. Similarly, there is another record that he's about to crush. When we take women and men, humanity in general, humankind in general, everybody included, he's back to number one since he won his Australian Open a few days ago. And at the end of February, it looks like most likely he will overtake Steffi Graf, who holds the record of most weeks at number one amongst both men and women. So total all-time record, 377 weeks. If Novak Djokovic continues to stay on the number one position until the end of February, he'll have 378, which will be the new record, all-time record for both men and women. So that's incredible. That's another thing we'll look into in a little bit more detail in a different video. But there you go. So at the moment, Serena and Novak, the most successful single tennis players in history in terms of winning Grand Slams after the age of 30. Both currently positioned at number 10, winning 10 Grand Slams each after the age of 30. Well done to them, and all the best to you from Knowledgeola. And speak to you soon.